Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Raymond Ken Mbata. Our top stories. Military veterans condemn FCT minister's remarks, demand apology. PDP expels Wike, Anyao, Fayose, Ajibade, others over alleged anti-party activities. Port Harcourt Airport City set to transform housing, boost economy in Rivers State. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine faces severe housing crisis after years of war. And now, the news in details. The coalition of military veterans in Nigeria has strongly condemned what it describes as the public humiliation of a serving naval lieutenant by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, a comment that undermined the dignity of the armed forces and disrespect the authority of the Nigerian state. Addressing a press conference in Kaduna, the military veterans argued that such conduct demeans the office of a minister and violates the long-standing principle of discipline, respect and decorum that guide civil-military relations. The veterans added that any issue involving a serving officer should be handled through the proper military hierarchy and not through public confrontation that ridicules the institution of the armed forces.
Wike's action of trading words with a uniformed officer demeans the dignity of the office of a minister and undermines the image of disciplined governance, forgetting that the loyalty of an officer is to the state and not to personalities.
While reaffirming loyalty to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, urging FCT minister to tender an apology to the president, the armed forces, the young naval officer and Nigerians for the interest of national security and institutional integrity. They also commended the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawale, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the service chiefs for their calm and professional handling of the situation.
Saying, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are requesting you to remove Nyesom Wike as Minister of FCT. Even if you want to retain him as a minister, appoint him into another ministry and bring somebody else, because he's stepping on so many toes and he's doing that arrogantly and wrongly.
The Nigerian Army says it is intensifying efforts to reduce dependence on foreign medical evacuations by strengthening the capacity, professionalism and operational readiness of its medical corps. Commander of the Nigerian Army Medical Corps, Brigadier General Innocent Emuchola, stated this during a familiarization tour at the 44th Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna. The visit focused on assessing challenges, reviewing current achievements, and outlining strategies to enhance service delivery. Brigadier General Emuchola emphasized that the transformation of the corps will require collective efforts, improved teamwork, discipline, better work ethics, and continuous training.
In the next 1 year, you will see that this vision is achievable. In the next 12 months, medical evacuation, especially foreign medical evacuation, will decrease appreciably. Once we are together, we can do it, and we will do it. We have to start by improving on our attitudes as we train to improve attitude to work, attitude to our patients, attitude to the environment, attitude to our superiors.
The Corps commander further noted that a 1-year benchmark has been set to significantly reduce reliance on foreign medical evacuations. He explained that this will be achieved through enhanced capacity, upgraded infrastructure and strengthened clinical competence, positioning the medical corps to deliver world-class care within Nigeria.
I've seen the problems. I've seen the achievements made by the present Chief Medical Director. I've seen his future plans, and and I'm very, very ready to give him full support to surmount the already existing challenges. We need to align ourselves with a vision to have that excellent healthcare service in support of Nigerian Army. And to do so, we must train, we must retrain, we must be professional, we must be disciplined, that delivers excellent health services in support of a combat-ready Nigerian Army.
The tour inspected several key facilities, including the Wounded in Action Ward, Rehabilitation Center, Dental and General Outpatient Departments, Children's Ward, Surgical Units, Gas Plants, and Prosthetic Section. All are part of ongoing efforts to modernize local military healthcare delivery. And moving on, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has warned drug barons, traffickers, and their cartels to quit the criminal trade or face more hard time during his second tenure. Marwa, who was reappointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a second tenure of 5 years on Friday, 14th November 2025, told jubilating management staff, officers, men and women of the agency who gathered to welcome him at its national headquarters in Abuja following the presidential announcement that his second tenure will be aimed at curbing the illicit act of drug trade. He reaffirmed the agency's commitment towards President Tinubu's mandate, assuring that in line with their act, they will continue to do their best. He also appealed to those engaged in illicit drug trafficking to desist from such acts. A wanted drug baron who operates under the cover of a businessman and hotelier, Frank Chijioke Ibemesi, alias Chisco B, has been arrested by operatives of a Special Operations Unit of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency after weeks of intelligence and surveillance on his criminal activities. The 42-year-old Ibemesi, who is the MD CEO of Frank CJ Ibemesi Nigeria Limited, was arrested at his Daisy Garden Hotel, 6668 Agbeke Street, Agor Palace Way, Isolo, Lagos, in the early hours of Saturday, 15th November 2025, after which he was taken to his warehouse at Isolo, where 42 jumbo bags and 4 cartons of loud, a strain of cannabis weighing 1,762.8 kilograms, were recovered. Also seized from him at the point of his arrest include $11,600 US, 2,000 British pounds, 2,200 euros, and 50 Canadian dollars, all in cash. Attempt by a drug syndicate operating at the Orita Apeje at a forest reserve, Ife South local government area, Osun State, to load and distribute across the country large quantities of processed skunk, a strain of cannabis, weighed a total of 11,135 kilograms, were thwarted by NDLEA operatives after days of surveillance in the forest. Those in custody in connection with the seizure are Lucky Abiodun, Julius Amos, Victor Mbikili, Sunday Odwegu, Ibrahim Akani, Eze Godstein, and Fred Ifeanyichukwu. In like manner, commands and formation of the agency across the country have continued their war against drug abuse, sensitization activities in schools, worship centers, workplaces, and communities, among others, in the past week. Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired and joined them and their colleagues across the country to continue with their ongoing balanced approach to the drug control efforts of the agency. And on to all the matters. Benue State Governor Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Yomem Alia Friday inspected ongoing construction work at the Food Basket Brewery located at Akile along the Makurdi-Boko Road. The governor was accompanied by the Commissioner for Trade, Industry and Investment, Honorable Alumo Opin, the Group Managing Director of the Benue Investment and Property Company Limited, Dr. Raymond Asimakea, CFA, and other senior management staff of the company. During the tour, Dr. Asimakea introduced the governor to a team of Chinese expatriates currently handling the installation of AB machines, a critical component of the plant, and he raised concerns over the shortage of relevant technical skills among the Benue youths, stressing the heavy financial toll of reliance on foreign expertise. In a swift response, Governor Alia directed BIPC to select 12 young people of Benue origin drawn from across the geopolitical zones for a 6-week specialized training program in China on the operation and maintenance of the AB machines. According to the governor, the trainees will be grouped into 4 batches in an attempt to domesticate technical expertise and reduce long-term dependence on foreign contractors. The Food Basket Brewery is one of the flagship industrial projects under Alia administration executed through the BIPC as part of a broader strategy to stimulate industrial growth and economic revitalization in Benue State. The People's Democratic Party has expelled several prominent members, including former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria Kamaldeen Ajibade, former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose, Honorable Austin Mwachukwu, and others over alleged anti-party activities. The major shakeup occurred at the party's ongoing 2025 National Convention in Ibadan, Oyo State, where delegates deliberated extensively on the internal discipline and the future of the opposition party ahead of the 2027 general elections. According to party officials, expulsion was adopted after majority of the delegates voted in support of the National Working Committee's recommendations, citing the need to cleanse the party of persistent internal sabotage and factional crisis. The expulsion marks one of the most sweeping disciplinary actions in the party's recent history and is expected to trigger political reactions across the country. And still on the PDP matters, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, has formally distanced himself from the expulsion of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and former Governor of Rivers State, Barrister Nyesom Wike, former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, Samuel Anyanwu, alongside other leaders of the People's Democratic Party. In a press statement, Governor Mutfwang clarified that this subject was neither discussed by Governors Forum nor at the NEC before the motion was presented. He emphasized that the proposal does not reflect his position on the matter. Governor Mutfwang further noted that expelling the party leaders at the crucial time is not a strategic step towards resolving the internal challenges currently confronting the PDP, and he reiterated the need for unity, dialogue, and collective effort in rebuilding and repositioning the party. The International Committee of the Red Cross has convened its 4th International Conference for Families of Missing Persons, bringing together 900 families from 50 countries in a virtual gathering aimed at restoring hope and strengthening global advocacy for the over 284,000 people still unaccounted for worldwide. Speaking at the Mubi Hub Center, the head of the sub-delegation ICRC Mubi, Francesca Pichin, described the event as one of the most impactful initiatives of the organization. She noted that Nigeria remains the country with the highest number of missing persons in Africa, with 24,000 cases recorded in the ICRC register, though she believes the actual figure is much higher. She expressed concern over global disregard for international humanitarian laws governing conflict situations, identifying such violations as a major contributor to forced disappearances. Pidgin urged all signatory nations to recommit to these laws to ensure the safety and dignity of civilians in time of crisis.
I think this is one of the most amazing projects we have in ICRC. I've seen this in several countries, and I have to say that in Nigeria is actually one of the best contexts. Also, Nigeria has the highest caseload of missing persons in Africa, over 24,000 cases. So it's something that it's really key to address and important for the families, because when you don't know what happened to your family member.
Also speaking, Precious Bintanyaro, an ICRC Protection Field Officer, said the conference was designed to strengthen the morale of families. She revealed that participants have now formed an association of families of missing persons, which will soon be registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission to give them legal backing for advocacy and support activities.
This conference is an opportunity to bring together families from different contexts, different circumstances of separation, in one place where they share ideas, they get to see other people in other countries and get to know that they are not alone, that are facing this situation of disappearance.
Rejoice Enoch Parker and Yahaya Hamidu Mubi, who have been searching for their 25 and 35-year-old missing family members, said the conference opened their eyes to the scale of global disappearances. They noted that hearing stories from families in 50 countries give them renewed courage and a sense of solidarity.
Yes, ASEAN have been putting more effort to see that they are trying their possible best to meet with family of the missing, so that it's a way of comfort. It's a way that you will erase your pains, because you know that this is your problem that you are facing, you are not alone.
Before, I'm very sad because I didn't think that. I thought that I'm the only person that have a missing person. It is only that when we came together that I learned that we are many. As I come for this conference, I discovered that it's about 50 countries that attended this conference. So when I saw that, I heard what they have been telling us about their own problem, I see that my own is much far better.
Their families jointly appealed to global media, civil society groups, human rights organizations, and governments to amplify their voices and contribute to creating such mechanisms, legal frameworks, and public awareness. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Stay with us.
Are you wondering on how to get accurate prices of building materials from various markets across Nigeria? Subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube to get your weekly update on prices of building materials. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Welcome back, and glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the hour. And now to the build sector. The Rivers State Government and Master Services Company Limited have launched Port Harcourt Airport City, a luxury mini-city near Port Harcourt International Airport. The project will begin with 2,000 housing units and is part of the Greater Port Harcourt Master Plan, developed through a 70-30 partnership between Master Services and the GPCDA. The 80-hectare city will be Nigeria's first aerotropolis, featuring smart homes, commercial and entertainment districts, centralized security, fiber optic connectivity, and modern infrastructure. Prices start at 32 million naira with mortgage support from FMBN and Stanbic IBTC. Officials say the project aims to reverse urban flight, attract investors, and unlock Port Harcourt's economic potential. Construction has already begun, with housing units set for phased delivery. And on sports, Niger Tornadoes Football Club of Minna has defeated its counterpart, the Katsina United Football Club of Katsina, by 2-0 in the ongoing Week 13 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. With this result, Tornadoes now sit 5th on the log table with 20 points and will be away to face Rangers International FC of Enugu on November 24th. The match, played by the Bako Kontagora Memorial Stadium in Minna, saw Niger Tornadoes end Katsina United's unbeaten run after the team came to Minna unbeaten in 2 games and now sits 13th on the log table with 17 points. Speaking after the game, the technical advisor of Niger Tornadoes, Majin Mohammed, expressed satisfaction with the level of play by his team and urged them to put more effort into regaining lost points. He expressed optimism that his team would soon be at the summit of the league despite having lost 2 of his previous matches. It will be recalled that Niger Tornadoes lost 2 of his last matches, one at home and away game with Wiki Tourist Football Club of Bauchi and Abia Warriors of Omahia. As the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games enter their final week in Riyadh, Team Nigeria is pushing to improve on its early performance where it placed 6 out of 58 countries with 14 medals, 6 gold, 5 silver and 3 bronze, largely from weightlifting and boxing. With track and field events beginning on Monday, November 17th and para sports and also set to start, Nigeria is aiming for a major boost on the medals table. Taekwondo star Elizabeth Anyacho begins with track and field events beginning on Monday, November 17th and para sports also set to start. Nigeria is aiming for a major boost on the medals table. Taekwondo star Elizabeth Anyacho begins her gold medal hunt on Sunday, fresh from her breaking a 20-year African record and winning bronze at last month's World Championship in China. Nigeria's athletics team, a blend of young talents and foreign-based athletes, will compete for 43 gold medals at Prince Faisal bin Fahad Sports City. The wrestling team, now under leadership of Nigeria Customs Controller General Adewale Adeniyi, starts its events on Tuesday at Boulevard Riyadh City. The medal tally is expected to grow further when Nigeria's powerlifters, recently second at the World Championships in Egypt, and para-athletes begin competition later in the week. Leaders of the National Sports Commission, Chairman Malam Shehu Diko and Director General Honorable Bukola Olopade have praised the team's efforts, expressing confidence that the games are providing crucial preparations ahead of next year's major championships and the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. On the foreign scene, more than 3 years into Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine is dealing with a major housing crisis. The United Nations International Organization for Migration reports over 236,000 buildings and 2.5 million housing units, about 10% of the country's housing stock, have been destroyed, damaged, or remain inaccessible. The conflict has forced about 10.6 million Ukrainians from their homes, with many leaving the country, and those displaced within Ukraine are under growing financial strain, often spending half or more of their income on rent. IOM says addressing housing needs remains critical as the war continues. We are committed to helping displaced people rebuild their future, says Robert Turner, IOM's Chief of Mission in Ukraine. In October, Ukraine also simplified the process for residents to confirm war-related housing damage through the DIIA platform using geolocated photos and satellite data. And that's the much you can take on Housing TV news at the top of the hour. And before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. Military veterans condemn FCT minister's remarks and demand apology. PDP expels Wike, Anyao, Fayose, Ajibade, others over alleged anti-party activities. Port Harcourt Airport City is set to transform housing, boost economy in Rivers State. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine faced severe housing crisis after years of war. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. I am Raymond Ken Mbata. Bye for now.